well, welcome to Follow. And today we have with us to do a lot of Gandhi Baat actually. Nakash Aziz, Gandhi Baat, should we?
Yeah, I
Okay,
guess
I got him off.
I guess it's all good, man. It's all in good spirit and it's all good humor. So I am enjoying it. So
Enjoying it?
yeah.
So, what part of Gandhi Baat do you enjoy really? Apart from singing it.
Actually, in the beginning, I was very nervous with this song because you know how it is. People they just want something to like attack you. But then I thought कि I need to have a comeback for this. मतलब मुझे एक कुछ तो comeback होना ही चाहिए. So then I obviously I knew the lyrics, but then afterwards when I thought कि वो गंदी बात करूंगा ऐसा बोलता उसके बाद में कुछ करता नहीं है गंदी बात. So that's like the हाँ मतलब that's the end of it. उसके बाद जो भी होता है it's in like close quarters I'm assuming.
ABCD पढ़ ली बहुत. I really was like that lyrics actually when the first time I heard those lyrics it was really fun. And actually when I look at your songs, like we are just talking about, a lot of them have been actually fun and in that genre of songs, almost like an item number is.
Yeah. And I think that's how it has been. Like many other singers like Neha Kakkar, Mamta Sharma, or Mika. Like you cannot see Mika do like a soft. Mother people don't expect him to do a soft romantic song. I think now they have this kind of expectation and this image that this guy is only item songs and stuff like that. But yeah, I will the day I get bored of this, then I'll probably stop doing it, or if somebody offers me another song, then I'll probably try to prove myself in
I
that.
mean, not necessarily. I mean, these songs are at the end of the day, they also mean a hell lot. I mean, every time you go up on stage, what works? What works?
Yeah, but the reason I think why we are in this industry is because for the love of music, yeah. And I think we are very fortunate that we get to do something different every day. So कभी कभी आदमी मैंने ऐसा देखा है लोगों को, मुझे बहुत लोगों ने बोला भी है कि डोंट गेट टाइप कास्ट ये वो. बट आई एम एंजॉयिंग इट यार.
Actually, do singers actually get typecast?
Yes, yes they do.
What is the worst kind of typecast?
I think there's no worst thing, but yeah, after one point when you're like getting to do the same kind of songs, then you just kind of, the ideas will not keep flowing. And it's also the way people tell it. If you're like a romantic song singer, then I think it'll be cool because, you get that kind of, you can do more stuff in terms of musicality. But isme to you just have to like, just be there and just enjoy that kind of thing.
One thing is actually these songs are what are working right now actually, and they actually give you a lot of popularity in terms of on stage also when you actually go out on the stage. I mean, a lot of people actually enjoy the stage shows that way, and today's stage happens to be a major part of music. But coming to the rest of the songs, like last year alone, you had three very big numbers. First one, selfie, le le le. I mean, I don't know how a lot of people you need to actually tell people selfie le le le. By God, you actually sung for Salman Khan there. But that apart, this song happens to be one of the biggest hits of last year.
Yeah, I sang for three Khans last year. Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and Saif Ali Khan.
It's a fantastic year.
They're well put actually. Yeah, so the highlight of all this was that I got to meet Shah Rukh Bhai, and he's such an amazing guy, man. He's just, I think we all should learn how to be so humble, after achieving so much, and amazing humility and too much. Matlab his commitment towards his work really speaks. It's crazy, man.
Music का शौक कहाँ से आया? Because I just want, because I understand your family has, I mean your father has been a singer, but then when was the first time you understood that you actually want to sing?
No, I was singing as a kid. Like I did my first stage performance at the age of 3 when I was in school. I think senior KG or something. तो annual day पे मेरा पहला performance था. पापा कहते हैं. I really loved that album Kayamat Se Kayamat Tak. I still have those memories, where we had this small tape recorder connected to a speaker. I just loved the sound of that album entirely. And Udit ji.
Moving on, I mean, so you actually then started working with, and A.R. Rahman. So how did this break happen? I mean, how did this first association start?
I actually got an opportunity through a friend. He actually wanted to record some live instruments here, and he was in LA that time. So he wanted us to record it, some pieces that he had designed, and he wanted somebody who had some basic musical knowledge, and my name came up. So he was like, "Cool, like, yeah, you can ask him to record." So that was like my first, audition kind of. No, this is Delhi Six background music. So there was just a few Sarod pieces that I did, and it was just such an amazing, wonderful experience.
So what is the most amazing thing that you found about A.R. Rahman?
Very simple in everything. He's like once he offered me chocolates. So I was like, I was trying to be like, no sir, So he's like, you don't eat chocolates. I was like, yes, I eat chocolate. So eat, no. He's very simple, very simple. So he just does not. He's like to the point. So that's what I love about him.
Working closely with two of the biggest music directors today, Pritham and A.R. Rahman are basically up there among the top, right?
Yeah, I think they are music directors. That's one aspect of their life. But what I think they are is that they are amazing people. What they music is just one part that they do, and it's their job, it's their profession, it's their livelihood. But what I have noticed about these two guys is that they are just two great people.
Okay, before we move on to the next part of questions, I'm still, there are certain songs of yours which keep getting me dancing all the time. Sarika Falsa is one of those kick-ass songs. I mean, the first time I heard this, I'm like, did I really hear it right? Sarika Falsa. I mean, really.
I had the same reaction when I heard that.
But I have really been wanting to hear you sing that song. Can we have two lines from the song first?
Okay, I'll try. I'm just having a very bad day with the throat and shit. Yeah. साड़ी के फॉल सा कभी मैच किया रे कभी छोड़ दिया दिल कभी कैच किया रे टच करके टच करके टच करके टच करके टच करके दिल मेरा क्यों स्क्रैच किया रे कभी छोड़ दिया दिल कभी कैच किया रे.
I want to know the experience of the reality shows, the talent hunts that you. I mean, obviously, I actually read somewhere that you were trying, and there's something in your mind that you want to live your father's expectations as well at some level. Is that what drove you to start competing at talent hunts?
No, I always wanted to be known for my music. Because my father bought me a computer when I was in the 10th standard, and I started making music with some really random softwares, which is when I thought, I can really do this, and I always wanted to showcase it to people, show it to people, share my views through music, that has always been the idea, and I think that's how really, musician mind works, I guess. You just want to put something across, and yeah, so I always knew that I wanted to do this, and I want to put out my work, get that, and I think artists are big attention seekers, I guess.
Appreciation चाहिए होता है.
Yeah, so I guess that's what drove me. It's my father's expectations. Well, if I would have thought that way, then I would have probably died under the pressure.
Wow, what is the expectation here?
Parents always think कि उनका बेटा है ना माइकल जैक्सन है, तो कोई भी हो भले
You got to dance.
कितना भी वो उनको ऐसा ही लगता है कि यार हमारा बेटा तो बच्चा कमाल ही होता है, तो बट ठीक है, that's how parents are.
That's sweet. So, how do you take the talent hunts in terms of you were a part of Indian Idol, you went to Saregama, you went to Indian Idol, you went to Fame Gurukul as well. You did well at some level. You did not you do not fare it well at some. Obviously, the hits and misses always there. But how did you take those hits and misses there? And this has been quite some time back. I mean, this is what, 10 years back now.
Yeah. I used to really think that, my world has ended after I used to get out, because I remember when I got out of Saregama, I thought that it was very unfair. I was very sad, very disappointed, and I thought, what am I going to do next? Then I did Indian Idol. Same thing happened there. I got out on my father's birthday. So, and when you're in Indian Idol, you're treated like a star. The kind of treatment that you get there is like, yeah, just food, Pepsi, media, yeah, it's constantly happening. And for somebody who's just got out of college, or I was still in college actually back then, it was like, oh wow, this is like star treatment. This is how stars live their life. And I got out and I came back on my bike, with my brother, and nobody was even asking ki kaun hai, kya hai. It was like back to the normal life, back to the common man life, which again broke my heart, and I was like, what do I do now? And it really, the kind of feeling that was there was not that great. But I realized, it's not about failing. It's about succeeding after you fail. You got to be at it.
You're a failure when you give up.
Exactly. So it's all right to fall down, but I kind of also realized that reality shows are not the thing for me now anymore. I've done that too much, done to death. Now I cannot be depending on these shows. Yeah.
So after the winning, because that means winning is not winning a talent hunt is not enough. Then it's not everything. Then.
Yeah. See, I think basically you need to come out of that. See, when you are known from a reality show, you're known as a contestant of that reality show. After that, you got to do something else. Now none of us remember Monali Thakur as a contestant of reality show. We remember her as a singer of Sawar Loon or Khwab De Ke Jhoote Moote. We know her as a singer because she has taken that step to the next level. And nobody knows me also as a reality contestant.
Actually, not many know exactly. So I was reading up. That's when I actually that's a result goes. Yeah.
So I guess that's the thing with everyone. Like, you gotta keep upping your, you need to up your game. Like, now Rahman sir is known as a Grammy Award winner. He's not known as Bollywood film composer. He's a Hollywood film composer. He's an international figure, yeah. And I'm sure now what his next aim is to be known as he's now the principal of KM Music Conservatory. So he's just, getting up there and up there, up there. So he's on another level. So that's what we all need to be doing constantly. That's what I'm talking about. Pritam Da and Rahman sir, their passion of just upgrading themselves. Like how we get these updates on phones and apps. You gotta be that.
So actually, keeping on that, you actually moved really fast from there. You competed, you contested on those platforms, and then went on to work with the judges. I mean, Anu Malik sang for you.
Yeah, and he was so. I was so scared to call up Anuji because we all know how his persona on TV is. But he's a very funny guy here, and I called him up बहुत सोच के कि I called him up, and I was sitting right here, and when I called him up and I told him, sir, I'm doing this film, and the Hindi version of that film is composed by you. I want you to be a part of this because it's just it just does not seem right to have no entry without Anu Malik. So he was like, "Arey, thank you, beta. तूने इतना सोचा," and stuff. And he asked me to send him the song, and he loved the song. And he came and he dubbed it like in 20 minutes, flying, ekdam.
Nakash, moving on from being a fun singer, I mean, basically singing a lot more item. I believe there's a lot more to look forward to in 2016. Road ahead from here looks different.
Yeah, it's. I'm trying to do something of my own, like independent stuff.
Okay.
So the work is in progress, but I really wanted to be of very good standards. I don't want it to be like run of the mill kind of stuff. Like I told you, I want to put something across. There are some fantasies, anything. So I just want to put them across, and let's see how people react to it, and then I'll keep upgrading myself according to that.
So from here on, you will stay a playback. You will also be composing music, or what is it going? Your music comes first, singing comes later. What is the focus?
I think with singing, I've been very lucky. God has been very kind to me, and beyond that, my main focus is to have that entire package. Like when we watch a Michael Jackson song, it's not only about the song; it's about the video, it's about the lyrics, it's about everything. Everything falls in place. So, um, well, I would like to believe that independent music is the thing for us, for people like me at least. Yeah, and I think it's great. I am meeting with the other composers and I am talking to other people also because I've been working exclusively with Rahman sir and Pritam da because I've developed that kind of a relationship with them, thankfully. And now, yes, I am meeting other people and let's see. It's fun to collaborate with new musicians.
Finally, I would ask you to end this. I mean, whatever we had, it's been a fun conversation. I want you to end this with a nice song of yours. Which one would be? I mean, okay. Which one of top? Which one are your top 3 songs according to you?
Um, my taste,
No, your own
My
songs.
choice.
Which? Huh?
my choice. Um, well, there's a song Fata Fati. I don't know if you guys have heard it. I really love that song. That's a duet with Arijit. That's like a special song for me. ऐसा कोई बीट्स बजाओ, डिटाश डिटाश उसको रिपीट्स बजाओ, ए, ऐसा कोई बीट बजाओ उसको रिपीट बजाओ, जो भी सुने मस्त होके बजाओ, जो भी सुने मस्त होके, हाँ जबरदस्त होके, जो भी सुने मस्त होके, प्राण का तोता जागे रे, फाटा फाटी लागे ओ लागे रे.
It's a lovely song for Buffy,
It's
actually.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
And yeah, now keep watching Tukur types. All right, this was fun, Nakash. It's lovely talking to you. Thanks so much for talking to us, and it's lovely.